with Uniqo Williams. That's right, it's your boy coming at you again on a Thursday, as I always love to do, because Thursday's my favorite day of the week. Why? Well, I was born on a Thursday, 11:47 a.m. Woo! So happy to be back amongst you all. I love it. I love it. I love it. Before I get into this show, before we get into the topics, this is gonna be a freelance show, by the way. I'm just feeling some type of way. So we just gonna be free because it's the summer, and the summer is about being free. Freedom to just do what you want and just say what you want to say, and especially based off of how we did our last episode, quote unquote, the canceled episode that Zelmay and I did. This is the piggyback off of that. This is the time to be free. It's the time to be free. And so I'm gonna give you freedom the way that Uniqo Williams does freedom. But before we get into this, I want to give a special shout out to my oldest brother, James. Brother, I love you. Get it together. Gather yourself. Be that resilient person I've always known you to be. Come on, man. At this point, it's all will. So, us in the Black community, we sometimes, at times, we don't tell everybody the whole story because we always have to show our strength at all times. And I get it. We always got to be tough. But understand, we know you're going through something. Our prayers is here. Our support is here. And we love you, man. Nah, let me make it about me. I love you. So hang in there, man. You're going to pull through all this, and we'll be back clowning again. And I don't even know who your team is no more, man. You was running around with Baltimore. I think you ran with somebody else. You got a new clique, but that's all right. That's cool, man. But get up out of there so I can kick your ass in mad, man. Get yourself together and let's get it in and do how we always do, because I'm going to tell you like this here too. I still need plenty of guidance. I look at my nieces and nephews as basically little brothers and sisters because we all remotely the same age. And we still need our OGs. So hang in there, because trust me, help me lead those that need to be led. We appreciate you. Love you, bro. Let's talk about the point guard for a second, man. Listen, I'm here. The biggest thing this week, I saw Chris Paul play in game 2 or game 3. Y'all know what time it is. It was on Wednesday night. Chris Paul had 14 assists, 0 turnovers. Is it time that we give Chris Paul his due? Is it time? I mean, I've been giving him his due. Chris Paul's like 37, 38 years old, something like that, and he's still seeking, even after this year, like a big max contract, $100 million. Because he's a big dog. Chris Paul's a dog. I've been watching Chris Paul since I was in maybe 9th grade or something like that. I was a kid for sure. And Chris Paul at Wake Forest, he had a little incident. He had a little incident just because that's the type of player he is. He's trying to get away with stuff. And then he goes to the league, he goes to Carolina / New Orleans Pelicans, New Orleans Bobcats. He goes there. Chris Paul has a pretty good career, but in his youth, we were like, hey, if you want to go up against Chauncey Billups of the world, you're going to have to bulk up. And that's what he did. He saw that brick wall that was Chauncey Billups, a grown man. He saw a grown man, and he elevated. He elevated from that. Chris Paul, we can never say he was just a bad point guard. We can never say that. Chris Paul was not a bad point guard at all. My bad, man. My little muffler thing fell off a little early. I was moving too much. Chris Paul is a dog and always has been. He's made a lot happen out of nothing, some would say. Chris Paul made David West a beast. He brought Chris Paul brings the best out of every person that he plays with, except for James Harden. But when it comes to The 5 position, the 4 position, and even the 3 position, Chris Paul is a dog. I don't know how he's doing pretty good with D Book. I think that him and D Book are on 2 different type of times. Now, if you know D Book is he's with Phoenix. He's the 2 guard for Phoenix. He's a different kind of dog, and he's allowing for D Book to be D Book. But D Book, why it works is D Book is allowing Chris Paul to be Chris Paul. And it's working. See, I'm thinking back to that trade that the NBA vetoed to keep Kobe Bryant and Chris Paul away from each other. Maybe it was what they say is for sportsmanship or is out of fairness or something like that. I'm not necessarily sure. But I understand, because if you see what an aging Chris Paul is doing right now with this young boy, D Book, shot to Michigan, worked out in Mississippi and did his thing down there with his dad on the coast. Chris Paul is doing his thing. And shout out to Devin Booker and his maturity. Let's talk about that. Devin Booker had the maturity to understand that he was with a big dog, and there needed to be some sort of leeway. He needed to give some things away. And he needed to understand that Chris Paul was smart enough of a player to know when to get out the way and when to let D Book cook. Chris Paul was that player when he had an opportunity to play with Kobe Bryant. Here's the problem. James Harden was unable to do that. He was unable to do that with Chris Paul because he didn't have the respect for Chris Paul the way that we have a respect for Chris Paul. My Lakers are gone. My Lakers are out. It is what it is. The Lakers are out. It is what it is. I'm rooting for Chris Paul. I'm rooting for Chris Paul, a man that made it happen. Yes, he's been hurt in inopportune times. And I thought that this year was going to be the same way. I thought there was going to be a problem. I thought he was going to be hurt the whole first round. And then, LeBron and them came back, and it is what it is. And here we go. Chris Paul was hurt again. It happened in Houston. It's happened with the Clippers where he's been out for games. And Chris Paul probably should have a few rings. If it weren't for a few injuries, he should probably have a few rings. This year, he's got to 100%. My bad, I was reading notifications. Chris Paul has to 100% stay healthy. There's the rest of these playoffs. We want to see it. I want to see Chris Paul get the ring. Now, currently I'm recording this while the Milwaukee and the Nets are playing game 3 of their series, and the Bucks are actually playing like they got some sense today, because they went down 0-2 and they got blew out, because that's what that I didn't expect it. A lot of people, shout out to my OG Timotheus Jones, TJ if you will, 1001 move, shout out to him. And shout out to Karan Sims, shout out to Evan Williams. We sat there outside Kudu spot and we said that this is the NBA championship right here. This is it. Round 2 of the Eastern Conference playoffs, Bucks versus the Nets. That is the number, that is the championship game. That's what y'all said. And I agree. Milwaukee did not show up in game 1 and 2. So let's be clear on that. Milwaukee did not show up in games 1 and 2. The way that, well, it's a away game. No, we don't just do free trips to Brooklyn. That's not how this works. My grandma, she says this all the time against the Pacers. When the Pacers go away somewhere and they lose bad, she said, oh, they ain't want nothing, but they just wanted a free trip to California. That's all they did. They ain't go up there and do nothing. Threw that ball away and ain't do nothing. Giannis, you're on the clock, or it may be unfair for you to be on the clock. I'm not sure yet. I feel like from a basketball standpoint, you can be a better basketball player. I've said this on every show I've been on ever since I started doing this. Giannis, how good of a basketball player are you? You have to understand how they're playing you. This stupid wall thing worked on you for like 3 years. Just build a wall around him. you got to understand and slow down. And that might happen naturally with older age and losing some of your athleticism. But right now, the man is in his prime. He's full steam. That's what's going to happen. Giannis, you got to slow down. Giannis, you got, I'm going to be that guy. I think I know the game. I done played against enough people, and I done sat up here and watched enough basketball for me to know how some stuff's supposed to go. When they build that wall, you're supposed to pass to somebody. Now, if they're not hitting, just like we talked about the other day, Zelmay and I on the Keep It 99 Sports, What's New 99 Sports, we did that the other day. Comes out every Monday. YouTube, shout out to it. And also Spotify. What we on? Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, we on all that. SoundCloud, we on all that stuff. You know what to do. Come listen to us. Mondays, that show is out. Keep It 99 Sports, out here. 99 Sports, What's New 99 Sports. You know, just come, just subscribe. I'm not here to figure out what we're called right now. What I'm here to tell you is this. We've been saying this. Giannis, you're going to have to figure out a way to get the ball to your shooters. Because for a second there, we were calling you Warriors East. Okay? Where we are, where we not. Zelmay can say that. I've been saying that. KCP, Kid Creative Player, my man's, shout out to him. He got some new songs out. Make sure y'all go download it. I've been saying this. Giannis has to play good basketball. And then some news came out from Jay Williams, works for ESPN, and God knows who else he works for. When you're a retired basketball player, you work for a lot of people. It is what it is. He brought up a story. Basically, in a nutshell, he was saying that, that he said on a show, if Kevin Durant and somebody else had a baby, it would be Giannis. And Durant apparently saw him at a holiday party and said, don't you ever compare that man to me ever. Don't put us in the same sentence. KD denied that was ever said. My apologies. I believe Jay Williams. I don't believe that Jay Williams is that corny to just make up stuff about him. And we know that KD is KD. KD gonna be, and I'm sure right now KD is possibly, after this game, he might hear this. He may say, I don't give a F who is that. Blase blah. It is what it is. That's cool. Whatever. Cool. We there. But let's be clear. I think that Jay Williams said it. And I think that Jay Williams heard that come out of Kevin Durant's mouth. I believe Kevin Durant said that. It is what it is. But right now, it's for good reason. You shouldn't be comparing Giannis to Kevin Durant. For what? What am I comparing Giannis to Kevin Durant for? Jumper? No. Height? Maybe. Length? Maybe. Skill with the ball? No. There's no comparison. Kevin Durant and Giannis are two different people. And one can move a little bit more fluidly with their body. Man, see Kevin Durant, man, he got that I grew up in the hood body. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't want to say body, but movement and activity. Like, he got that I've been playing tag. Now, I don't know if they play tag like that over there in Greece. I don't know what kind of sports they play over there in Greece. I don't know what they do when they pass time. But in the hood, we play hide and go seek. Kevin Durant moves like, can't touch this. He got a finesse to him. You know what I'm saying? He has a finesse to him. Where we don't see that out of Giannis. Giannis is like straight up running over people and trying to see if he can get. I hope you're in restricted areas so that, I can get the foul for running you over. But, man, Giannis has still not learned. And we talked about this in the bubble. We talked about this and why y'all lost last time in the bubble. They built a wall. You've not learned anything. You've not learned anything. From all these years, the Orlando Magic put a wall up around you. Mo Bamba was giving you problems. People give you problems in the playoffs. I get it. If your teammates aren't hitting shots and you're passing out making great shots, I'm cool with that. I give you that, and we'll blame it on them. But man, when it's on you, where does the blame really go? Where does the blame go? The blame goes to you every single time. Because you're still doing the same stuff, trying to spin into a triple team. They doing a 2-3 zone basically on you, building a wall. Who builds a wall? Anybody that plays against you. also we talked about on this past week, we talked about coaches on 90 what's 99 Sports. We talked about that. We talked about how coaches are really losing their stature in the league. They are. Coaches are losing their stature in the league. Why? I don't see no type of coaching going on. They are managing rotations. They're managing minutes. They're looking out and saying, "Oh, you got X amount of fouls, come out." And hell, the players is telling them, "I ain't coming out and fuck you." That's what they're saying. Same thing. This is not the Pat Riley days. This is not none of that stuff. It's not. This is a different world we live in. It's a different game we're playing. It is ran by the players. So at the end of the day, it ultimately falls on you. Y'all love to blame LeBron James on stuff, and 6 people on the Lakers is clutch sports and all this, that, and the third. Well, you gotta take responsibility for it. That's his team. And he knew that AD, if he wasn't gonna hold out and be able to play well, then they just wasn't gonna play well. But he thought he had enough decent pieces around him that, even if AD comes out, if AD falls off or whatever he does, we still got something going. I can't imagine that team without LeBron, by the way. I can't imagine the Lakers without LeBron. This team, as it currently is constructed, you might as well say that Anthony Davis went back to the Pelicans. Except they go into the playoffs a little bit more consistently, I guess. I can't see it. I'm actually worried. I'm worried for Laker Nation. I'm worried for all of this. AD cannot stay healthy. He can't. I'm sorry. The man is always hurt. Like, he barely made it through the bubble last year. And then people keep on talking about, oh, we didn't have that much off time in between the season. Bro, we was all out. Everybody was off for the season from March 23rd all the way to damn near August. Because, Corona. Everybody had an off season. Okay, yes, you was playing every other day. What was y'all on when y'all wasn't while everybody was doing the whole pandemic thing, when everybody was quarantining and all that stuff? What happened? What was y'all doing? That's what I want to know. Was y'all ready that we can start any day? I know if it's me, they're gonna have to give me 2-3 week notice. I'm gonna be real with you. Hey Joe, we're gonna start the season back up in 2 to 3 weeks. Get ready. All right, cool. I can do that. But that whole time during quarantine, I might have been on bullshit. I might have been bullshit. I ain't gonna lie. It is what it is. Come on now. But shout out to my cousin Vontae. But we say all that to say this. Chris Paul. We gotta give it up to Chris Paul. He played with the Clippers. I think he did a very good job with the Clippers, but that was a good team on paper. I don't know why they didn't win the West. They just never pulled it out. I'm really thinking hard. Okay, Blake Griffin, during that time he was pretty one-dimensional. DeAndre Jordan, he was pretty one-dimensional. They had Lou Will, Lemon Pepper Lou was out there. He played well. I mean, Chris Paul's played well his whole career. And it took for him to have a 14 to 18 year career. I don't know. I can't tell you exactly what it is, but a long career for him to finally get up here. But let's not forget about that Game 7 when he was with Houston. They missed 23 threes or something like that. Something crazy, because they're all professionals. Out of 23 shots, somebody had to hit 1, right? Nobody did. James Harden didn't either. James Harden didn't hold up his end of the deal, but they would have beat the Warriors. It was a close game for the most part. They just couldn't hit for nothing. And I mean, let's just be real here, man. Chris Paul's a dog. And you know how many votes he got for MVP? 2. I can't see this Phoenix team being number 1 in the West without him. I see them as a playing team. And y'all gave it to Joker, who's getting smacked on the daily right now. But y'all gave it to Jokic. Joker. Y'all gave it to him out of Denver. And yeah, I think Chris Paul got a real legitimate case. Let's give people their flowers. So that's where I stand. That's where I stand right now. When it comes to the NBA and all of that, that's where I stand. I stand with Chris Paul being the MVP. He should have been the MVP this year. And with Steph Curry right there too. Shout out to Jokic. Yes, he's got a different game. It is what it is. And he's a big man. He's doing what he does. And that's cool. That's cute. It's all of that. But Chris Paul's the most valuable player because he's actually making the team a championship contending team. We got to watch out for Utah. The Utah Clippers matchup, that's interesting. It's insane. I'm enjoying it. Because when you're looking at Utah has a, what's that boy name is? Luka. They have a Luka in what's that boy name? Donovan Mitchell. So there's that. Now think of Luka with more help. Not a pandemic P. Not with pandemic Porzingis. None of that. Think of that. That's what the Clippers are up against. And it's going to be, and Rudy Gobert is a problem. So he got Defensive Player of the Year again, by the way. So, man, that's going to be a good matchup to watch. But like I said, Milwaukee is playing like they got some sense tonight, so they may be able to take Game 3. I don't know. By the time this is being filmed, I don't know the outcome of that game. But Milwaukee is playing like they got some sense. But when you playing a 3-point ball game with the Nets, you know how easy it is for them to ball up on you? Very easy. Very easy. So let's I'm excited for the playoffs. And I'm excited that we got to have it back. I'm glad fans are back. I can't say it enough. I'm glad fans are back. I'm glad fans are back booing. There's some things that they've been doing that's not that cool. But hey, they're fans. Fan is short for fanatic. Now, ladies, if you're looking for an MVP in your life, look no further than me. Head over to christianmingle.com. Look up Bartholomew. That's right. Look up Bartholomew. Man, I tell you what, girl. We can watch the NBA playoffs in peace. We read the Bible after that. We do all that. But, just look up Bartholomew, baby. I'm okay. I'm an MVP. Also, make sure that you hit us up on YouTube, Overall 99ENT. I'm here every Friday. The vocals is going to be here whenever I feel like it. Also, we got so many shows throughout the week. Zelman and I, we get it cracking. We got What's New 99, Keep It 99, What's the Trend. Bree, she going to be back in the house with Purpose. Purpose is coming back. KCP, always on the sports show. He shows out. And he got some new videos. He got some new videos dropping. And he got some new songs dropping. Overall 99 ENT. It is what it is. We just good at this, baby. Okay? #1 media outlet in the world. Do you hear me? So, again, I'd love to thank you all for listening to me, tuning in, looking at my oh so handsome face. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Do You Hear Me? The Uniqo Williams. I holla. Thanks for watching. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. Don't forget, every Thursday, the full podcast is on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and mama, I'm on Spotify. Overall 99 ENT bring you videos from Friday all the way to Friday. So be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate it. Again, thank you so much. I holla.